Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Adam Schiff from about, I'd say an hour and a half ago.
We do know that the Department of Justice has been involved in the decision to withhold that information from Congress. We do not know, because we cannot get an answer to the question about whether the White House is also involved in preventing this information from coming to Congress. We do not have the complaint. We do not know whether the press reports are accurate or inaccurate about the contents of that complaint. But what I do know is this: if in a matter within the jurisdiction of the Director of National Intelligence, you have an employee of that community or a contractor or detailee who follows the law and makes a complaint,
Right.
and it is possible for the subject of that complaint to essentially quash the complaint or keep it from Congress, then this system is badly broken.
It is.
Now, I don't think this is a problem of the law. I think the law is written very clearly. I think the law is just fine. The problem lies elsewhere. And we're determined to do everything we can to determine what this urgent concern is, to make sure that the national security is protected, and to make sure that this whistleblower is protected. Because the impact of this opinion, which the Department of Justice has been unwilling to share with us, the impact of this opinion is that if the Department of Justice decides that an employee of the intelligence community who comes forward, follows the law, follows the process, is nonetheless outside the process, they're not protected.
Yeah.
Which not only means that this whistleblower is not protected, it means no whistleblower is protected. That is the danger of the DOJ's misinterpretation of the law.
It's just crazy. This is just really frightening. It truly is. And I have to tell you that the New York Times last night, the story that broke last night was a Washington Post story, and it was shocking to read it. It just, you get alerts if you're me or you when you care about this stuff, and you care about the integrity of America. You care that our word means something. You care about war and peace. You care about the troops that you say you support. Then you pay attention, especially now when you've got some factions in this administration threatening all-out war against Iran. So that came out last night in the Washington Post just a few minutes ago, just now. The New York Times followed up with this article called "Whistleblower's Complaint is Said to Involve Multiple Acts by Trump." Multiple times. Donald Trump, a series of actions by Donald Trump. He said, or she said, we don't know, that it's more than any single discussion with a foreign leader that had him, his lights blinking red, his hair on fire. Something very sensitive through a series of acts. The complaint obviously cleared the initial hurdle. The initial hurdle is the Inspector General at the intelligence community. And that man's name is Atkinson. And Mr. Atkinson said this was credible and this was urgent. It was urgent. And that the referral had to go to Congress, had to go to the Intelligence Committee. And by law, that is the flow. That's the flow, right? And all of a sudden, the DNI, he's an acting, okay? We don't have a director of national intelligence. We have some third-rate, third choice, fourth choice, fifth choice guy sitting on top of, and the DNI, he is on top of all the intelligence agencies, every last one of them. Okay? And this guy is someone we've never confirmed. We don't know who this person is because there's no confirmation, because he's an acting. Okay? He's not confirmed. Replace Dan Coates. And then they selected John Ratcliffe from Texas, and then John Ratcliffe had zero experience in the intelligence community. And on top of it, he lied and said he had prosecuted, as a prosecutor, terrorist cases, but he never did. He just lied, like Corey Lewandowski. Oh, can I just tell you that Nancy Pelosi apparently agrees with me? Isn't that something? Nancy Pelosi said when she was watching Corey Lewandowski testify or do whatever that dog and pony show was in front of the Judiciary Committee the other day, that she felt that Corey Lewandowski should have been held in contempt right then and right there, which means the House should have invoked its authority of inherent contempt. Isn't that special? I wonder who else, in this whole media apparatus told you that. Just me. I'm guessing just me. But she agrees with me. She said last night that she thought that Corey Lewandowski should have been arrested and he should have been held in contempt, that the way he testified was contemptuous, that the amount of, insulting and the disrespect and he admitted to various felonies, that's for sure, but that he really should have been held in contempt right there and then. Those are her words only. Right there and then. And so today there's news that Corey Lewandowski will probably be held in contempt of Congress. And I guarantee you that the President of the United States will pardon him. Unless he doesn't. Unless he, turns on him like he turned on Michael Cohen. Unless he turns on him like he turned on Michael Flynn. Unless he turns on him like he turned on Paul Manafort. Right? Yeah. So Lewandowski, for all his, bravado and nastiness, he's in trouble. And that's great because I can't think of anybody. The only reason why Corey Lewandowski appears to be tough is because he's got protection. It's a racket, everybody. It's a freaking racket, this administration is. And as long as he feels he's got protection from the president, he's going to, sit there and, call congressmen names and ask them to read it and announce that he's running for Senate in the middle of the hearing by tweet, just like the president announces that he's going to put sanctions on Iran by tweet. I mean, this is just insanity. This is, the business of, world peace and safety and security and protecting, our soldiers and sailors, airmen and Marines after they're deployed and when they come up. This is serious business. Whether you pay attention or not, the world will continue to grind its way into wars, into cheating, into stealing from you, whether you're paying attention or not. That's just a fact. So I would prefer to pay attention. I don't like being sandbagged. It feels bad. But Lewandowski's in big trouble. He is. He's in big trouble. And now you've got two hearings set up, okay, in the Intelligence Committee, not just Judiciary now. And the Intelligence Committee, chaired by Adam Schiff, is going to get a briefing, closed-door briefing, from the new acting DNI, Joe Maguire. But there's also, from the Inspector General, Atkinson. And then next Thursday, a week from today, Joe Maguire has been called to testify publicly in front of the House Intelligence Committee. So maybe we'll get some hints about how much danger we really are in. And is Trump really just serving Trump? RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.